Steven Crowder learns what worker exploitation is live? Has this man never in his life ever pondered the idea that a business can give their workers a raw deal? Is this literally the first time in his adult life he has ever thought of the idea that bad contracts exist and they're manipulative and they should not be signed? Did you all see that Steven Crowder has returned? As unfortunate as it is, he is back. Apparently he said he's tired of being silent. I had no clue, but apparently he was silent. The silence is still too loud for me personally. But hey, listen, whatever, I guess. Anyways, he decided that he was going to break his silence or something. And you know it's serious because the video starts with a fade from black, which is remarkable, which isn't even something that I think Steven Crowder would necessarily do. I didn't think he wanted to, he likes to stay away from the black as much as possible. But anyways, not too fond of black. Anyways, it's called It's Time to Stop, where he makes a video where I think he tries, at least attempts, to call out the right-wing grift machine for what they are: neocons, losers, goons, and goblins, a part of the Matrix and the conservative industrial complex, keeping down the real American conservative spirit in this country, allowing the left to have everything they want, while they only put up fake, false, controlled opposition to the evil demon rats looking to destroy our country. It's very wild. It's very sad. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what's going to happen. I'm not sure. I haven't watched much of this. I haven't watched any of this. I do know that he's mad at other cringe conservatives. So I guess we'll just find out what's happening.
So stopbigcon.com now exists.
Yo, Big Con! Stop the Big Con! Yeah, you know, so here's the big thing, all right? You never need to trust anybody who unironically likes to use big in front of like words. You know what I mean? There's a reason why it's become a meme. It's just like a easy, like hand wavy scapegoat for people and or things or processes that you just don't like without having to actually talk about how serious they are or how they work into the world that we live in. A lot of people just like to say big whatever and then just to get mad at, just to like gesture at, but it doesn't really mean anything. It's a huge prerequisite to a lot of conspiracy cringe brain, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, big left. Be scared of the big left. Bro, you're not mad at Big Con, okay? But I'm gonna start this off right now. I'm gonna say it. You're not mad at Big Con, you're mad at capitalism. But whatever. But we'll see how this goes.
To begin with.
Yeah, Big Seltzer.
It's been a while. Either this has to stop, or I'm going to have to stop.
Based.
What I'm about to discuss has to stop.
Based.
Or I don't know. This may just not be for me anymore. So let me explain. Give me a few minutes of your time because context matters here.
Promise? Pinky promise, buddy? But promise me you'll stop, disappear, and never rear your ugly head around here ever again? Oh man, don't get me excited.
I ask that you don't skip ahead. It won't take very long. This has been a long time coming. This is a conversation that I've actively avoided, sidestepped, and I've hoped and prayed that it not be necessary behind the scenes for a long while, but that's no longer possible. So if you've...
Okay, wait, before we even get started, chat, over under, what do you think the likelihood is that what he's about to talk about is serious in any way, shape, or form? I'm going to say it's not serious and he's just being a baby and he's mad about something that's really normal, but he thinks is crazy because now he has super conspiracy brain ever since Donald Trump had his house raided for literally stealing stuff from the United States government. 1 in chat if it's not serious. 2 in chat if it's quite serious. One, not serious. I see a lot of people saying that it's not serious at all. No choice, it's a real concern. Dicks, stop it. So what you're saying is you just want me to go away? Yes, I do.
Watched for the last decade, you know that I've always made it clear that we here at Mug Club are in the business of serving you, the viewer, you watching, listening right now. I've also made it clear that I wouldn't be in the business of attacking other conservatives, regardless of disagreements or personal issues. And I've always explained my logic was relatively simple. I believe that the world was better with more voices out there rather than less, regardless of minute differences, considering the magnitude of the battle that we are genuinely fighting for our country right now. But for the first time, I have to say that I believe many of those in charge in the right-leaning media are actually at odds with what's best for you, the viewer, the customer, and more importantly, the country. We here at Mug Club, we thought that we were all in this together, that we were fighting the media, entertainment, industrial complex.
Sure, buddy. Didn't he say this before? Didn't he say like something incredibly similar to this when Donald Trump's house got raided? Remember when this guy came on the TV, came on to his show almost literally crying over the fact that Donald Trump had to face consequences for literally stealing from brazenly, knowingly, and purposefully stealing from the federal government? And then when they tried to get the stuff back calmly and orderly, he tried not to. And he got really mad about that. I don't know, man. It's just like, it's hard for me to take this man seriously.
We thought that we were all genuinely taking it to big tech. But too many of those in charge
true. We were stopping him.
Of the big conservative platforms are verifiably in bed with them.
What's the big conservative
Big tech is in bed with big con.
Oh my gosh.
The people you thought.
The people who base their entire political ideology around money care about money? What? You're telling me those huge conservative multi-billionaire funded think pieces care about their multi-billion-dollar funding more than they care about the people they pretend to care about? Really? This is mind-blowing. You're telling me that Deutsche Bank doesn't actually care about how many taco trucks pop up in my neighborhood? You're telling me that they don't care if there's a new Chinese food stop in my neighborhood? You're telling me they don't care about? You're telling me that the Koch brother, since his other brother died, you're telling me the Koch brother wouldn't storm the Capitol on January 6th with us if he had the chance? Really? What? You're telling me Tucker Carlson wouldn't put his life on the line and march down the street to go like hang to hang queer people, having like a little homosexual shindig or something? Really?
Well, I thought we're fighting for you. A lot of it has been a big con. Now, I'm specifically avoiding naming names or going after individuals in this video because I genuinely hope that those I'm addressing, and you know who you are, have a change of heart.
Yo, did you see Christian Walker? He named and shamed people and they still didn't change. Go ahead, tell us their name, pussy.
It's never too late to do the right thing. Guys,
pussy boy,
this is a genuine plea. We can all do better. We can all do better. It doesn't have to be this way. And please,
come on, guys,
don't make me have to provide receipts. Now, to the others out there,
destroy your business for me.
Who have now been able to verify, have been locked into exploitative contracts that I have the luxury of not having to sign, which is why I'm doing this. Those of you out there who've been locked into this and you know what I'm talking about, stay tuned. I've got something for you before this video is done.
So, let me out.
Now, many, but not all of the suits running the business of big conservative, big con, at best don't share your values and at worst are taking advantage of your good graces.
Oh my gosh, really?
And as I...
But, wait, guys, multi-billionaire capitalists are... exploiting you for their own gain. This is crazy. Who could have seen this? Who could have seen this coming? How could they do this? What? Can you imagine? That's not possible. The multi-billionaire capitalists are exploiting us for their own money? What? Just wait until Guys, we should tell Donald Trump. Trump needs to know about this. We should tell him about all these billionaire capitalist conservatives exploiting your average conservative, dude. Who could have seen this coming?
I've experienced it behind the scenes. I've watched our country be harmed as a result. So, Mug Club. Professionally, it's meant everything to us here. Personally too, but professionally, you are the entire reason for your ability to create this kind of content truly independently for the last 6 years. When I started doing, right-leaning, like comedy entertainment videos in 2009, maybe it was 2008, I really didn't have a plan. I didn't know the blueprint because...
Oh, wait, let me see.
Hey, folks. Thanks to mainstream media, many of you may not know what's going on with the current administration, which is why this week I decided to do something different and put the first 2 months of Obama's presidency into a song. Okay. Tax cheats, mega bonus, AIG. Business started getting hard.
Comedy. Comedy, boy. Oh, yeah. Comedy, boys. Comedy. Comedy. It's hilarious. Probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. I'm laughing so hard right now. This man, my eyes. Thank you for being in with us for so long, man. 13 years ago. Holy shit. I'm lolling out loud. I'm literally lolling.
You found yourself at the junction where worlds meet.
Louder with
Comedy, boys. It's hilarious. He's so good at this. I wonder why his comedy career didn't kick off. Huh. You know, he used to do stand-up comedy. I wonder what happened to that. Strange. Peculiar even. I want off this planet. Yeah, they just say something racist and then pass it off as an attempt at comedy.
There was no blueprint. I didn't know the ceiling because no one with this kind of content had ever really even tried it. It was you, Mug Club, you watching, supporting.
True. Nobody, dude. They tried this content before. It's called blackface. It was all the rage in the 1930s. What are you talk? People, they love. Nobody has tried this content before. Me being racist. Nobody has tried this content before. We're really breaking the mold in America.
Created the ceiling, and you made it clear that all of you were going to keep raising it. All I knew back then was that I was a conservative. I was a Christian. And there was nothing out there for someone like me. Not on cable, not on radio, certainly not on YouTube.
There's no Christian radio? What are you talking about? Just to be me, a conservative. I looked on TV. There wasn't anything for me on TV. Okay.
From other people, other key players in this movement. They flooded it. Now, before you guess who it is,
never let them clip your wings.
Before you start trying to do some Sherlock Holmes work, there are far more people beneath the tip of the iceberg than you know about who are trying to get into the space.
Oh my gosh.
There are more than you would probably assume.
Conservatives
so
are grifting?
Into free agency. I looked over the offers. And I saw the clause come out. And I don't just mean unreasonable demands for control, but what I would argue are immoral terms that actually punish conservative content creators on behalf of big tech.
So I think I know what he's getting at. I think this is him having a dispute about his contract with The Blaze. I'm pretty sure what happened is that The Blaze says you couldn't say the N-word. And he was like, this is too much. They were like, hey, you can say what you want just as long as like you don't offend the advertisers so much that we can't play it so we can make money so we can keep doing this. And he was like, I'll never.
And that's something that I just couldn't unsee. And I want to let you know, it's not the exception. It's the rule. Kids out there coming up. We need to build a bench here in this movement. It's almost impossible. Don't sign these contracts. I now know what you are signing out there. I have the luxury of not having to. I don't have to be here. I don't have to say this. Please, don't sign this. Certainly not.
Don't do it.
Without professional legal counsel representation. Do not sign something that includes, let me go through this.
Sure, hit me, buddy.
Effectively, full ownership of all your social media platforms, channels, in perpetuity, the rights to your content name, image, likeness.
This is just a hello? POV, you've never seen a content creator contract before in your life? Because this is him signing up to be a part of a brand, just so you know. I hope you know this. This is him trying to sign up to be a part of a brand. I'm pretty sure The Blaze. Like he'd be a contributor under The Blaze and be working for The Blaze. Okay? He'd be working for a business. He'd be making content for not himself anymore. He'd be making it for a business that is not owned by him. Blank will maintain the exclusive rights to create and sell Crowder and Crowder content branded merchandise. All remuneration for the blank exploitation of these rights is included in the fee. Bro, this is just POV. You've never POV, or maybe the Daily Wire. I don't think this is Daily Wire. I think this is
Very
Blaze
real.
because it's so short. Is this okay? Email. Blank will maintain the exclusive rights to manage, grow, and monetize all Crowder email lists during the term. All remuneration of this, including the fee. Social media management. They'll have the right to have the exclusive right to manage, curate, and monetize Crowder's Facebook, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Snapchat, Rumble, and other social media accounts, excluding the personal Twitter and Instagram accounts during the term. Additionally, we will have the perpetual and exclusive right to create, own, manage, and curate and monetize any and all social media accounts and any social media or similar platforms determined by blank on the Crowder content or shows. This is just, so I'm like, this could be a pretty bad deal. Depending, I don't know how long the term is, and I have no clue how like what business this is. It could be DW Plus. It might be. It might be. It may be like Daily Wire Plus, possibly. I don't know. I know it's either the Blaze or Daily Wire, one of the two. But here's the thing, right? These aren't like new. And also, what you're looking for is the word exploitation. This is the first time that Crowder in his entire life, you know, that Crowder made a video saying that workers don't deserve Labor Day, and it's actually the laborers' bosses who deserve Labor Day, and you should tip your boss on Labor Day for being so gracious and magnanimous to like help your shitty family with giving you money for you doing basically nothing and them creating all wealth and everything that you ever own, so they basically own your life. So you should be kissing their feet 24/7. He made a whole video about how workers are the losers and don't deserve anything on Labor Day. And now he's here genuinely shocked at the idea of a business exploiting you for your labor, who you are, what you do, and what you create for their own personal gain, and owning it all. This is remarkable to me. That on top of the fact that this isn't like too dissimilar to the contract that you just accepted by uploading YouTube videos, okay? You know YouTube owns all of the content that you upload to YouTube, right? Have you read the YouTube terms of service? You do know that they yoink that shit, right? It's theirs. You sign that away by even uploading a YouTube video in the first place. Okay.
Even the ones that you've built. Don't sign contracts out there that include multi-million-dollar penalties for different. Let me read.
Why? What if it's a multi-million-dollar deal? Wait, how much money is your channel? Well, if your company is making multi-millions of dollars, yes, it makes sense for you to break a multi-million-dollar contract. You deserve a multi-million-dollar penalty.
Give you an example of what I mean. And this would be if it was me. If Crowder fails to deliver a monthly content in any month or any of the quarterly content in the corner, including any and all ad reads, and by the way, all these contracts came with 3, 4, 5 ad reads per show, which would fundamentally change what this show is. Got to get those dollar bills. If I fail to do that, it would be a $250,000.
It doesn't every show that he does come with like at least 1 or 2? Is it really that hard to add like 1 or 2 more? It's like an hour show. Like your average demographic is somebody who's like 45 years old. These people watch cable TV. Literally 90% of what they're watching on TV is ads. Do they really care that much about 1 extra ad?
A reduction in fee per quarter. If, let's say, we did do everything per quarter, but annually maybe miss something, like let's say we went and did a Change My Mind instead of a daily show, which of course requires a lot more work, there'd be a separate $1 million penalty for that if you miss a single piece of content. And the amount of content required is not in line with, frankly, it's worse than Disney, it's worse than ABC, it's worse than NBC, it's worse than CBS. This is ownership of you and everything that you do. But here's, just to drive it home, don't sign something that has another $100,000 daily penalty if it's not signed off on beforehand. You get hit by a car, you have a sick day, you could lose $100,000 a day.
Steven Crowder learns what worker exploitation is live? Has this man never in his life ever pondered the idea that a business can give their workers a raw deal? Is this literally the first time in his adult life he has ever thought of the idea that bad contracts exist and they're manipulative and they should not be signed? Not only that, there could be forces outside of your control that can push you to sign raw deals when you didn't want to. It's Steven Crowder learns the free market isn't as free as he thinks. This is crazy. This is from Mr. You should kiss your boss's feet for even hiring you, Crowder. That's wild. Because I know for a fact that he's here complaining about the idea that he would be fined for breaking his contract, while he would like laugh to the bank off of like he made a whole video about this guy literally made an entire stink about the idea of paternity leave, about fathers having to eat the foresight, the thought, the care to want to spend time to help the mother of their children and rear their children while the mother of their children, their wife, is still bleeding after having a gaping hole for passing a whole human being through her vagoober. This is crazy to me. And this is a man with children and a wife. He couldn't care less about his not being there for his children, but now being like held accountable for you breaking a contract that you willingly signed is now like beyond the pale. I'm not even disagreeing with him that this is that these are like bad deals when it comes to this stuff. It is a bad deal. It's a bad contract. But wouldn't instead of what happened to Mr. Free Market Crowder? Where is this guy? Hello? Did we miss him? Is he somewhere here? Did he get lost? What happened? Because this guy, the Crowder I remember, wouldn't be crying and moaning and making a whole like dramatic video over like raw deals and contracts. He would say, pick yourself up by your bootstraps and then negotiate for a better deal. Crowder, instead of complaining about all this, isn't it the people? Didn't they willingly sign the deal? Didn't they read through it? Or did they not read through it? If they didn't read through it and they signed a deal that they didn't read, isn't that their fault? And if they did read through it and then they signed it anyways and they still don't like the deal, isn't that their fault? Couldn't they just have not signed the deal, Crowder? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to personal responsibility? Whatever happened to taking agency over your own life? Whatever happened to pulling yourself up by your bootstraps? Whatever happened to negotiating deals that are unfavorable for you? It's all over. The second it happens to him, now he cares. Now he's crying. A whole 30-minute video about like being offered a bad contract, and instead of just going, hey, I want a better contract, or just moving on, he decided to make a video about how Big Con is destroying the right. That's wild to me. This shows such insane levels of like disregard for your average human being. This is the only time I've ever heard this man care about like bad deals in my entire life.
Hey, anyone wonder why there's burnout in this? Anyone wonder why you have kids come up and they leave and never to come back? You think if you had that kind of a penalty, you think if someone said, hey, we're going to penalize you $10,000 every day you miss coming into work, you think you'd be stressed?
Oh, hey, you ever be working paycheck to paycheck? And then your boss on your off day after you worked a 12-hour shift told you to come in the next day and you say, I don't really want to. And they're like, this is going to look bad on your performance report. And then if you say no, they'll find any reason to fire you. And now you're on the street and now you have to worry about if you're going to make rent this month. Man, can you imagine that? That'd be crazy. Can you imagine how burned out and disaffected people would be? I wonder why people are so sad. I wonder why people are so depressed these days.
This is worse than the left frames their contracts. Again, of course I didn't sign any of these things. But I now know what other kids are signing out there. And here's the worst part. Yeah, that's terrible. I think it's
kids. How old are these kids? How old are the people signing these $100,000 contracts? What are you talking about? What, are there 12-year-old conservative TikTok influencers signing multi-million-dollar contracts with like the Blaze and Daily Wire?
I just think that's wrong to treat people that way. But this is where, in going through this, and I need to take some time because, look, I've always tried to be a happy warrior, and I want to go back to that. I haven't been happy for a while.
Oh, poor baby.
I haven't been happy for a while because when you know what goes on behind these scenes, and you see how many people are complicit, it creates an air of hopelessness.
No.
It really does.
No, my political movement, based completely off of money and dominating others with their political power, is corrupted by power-hungry billionaires who want money. Who could have seen this coming? How could this happen? Who could have predicted this?
Let me go on. Specifically, YouTube demonetization. If any of the major platforms issues a content strike such that Crowder cannot be monetized on such platform, and the company is not able to resolve the issue within 90 days, the fee will be reduced by 25% moving forward. Now, I thought this was a mistake because, you know, these people maybe didn't know who I am, that we've been demonetized for 3 years.
Hilarious.
No, it was made very clear to me in no uncertain terms. This is what's sent out to everybody. And then if you get a strike, meaning a suspension, another 20% reduction.
Bro, they only make money off of your YouTube channel. If you don't have a YouTube channel, they don't make money. What would they pay you for not being able to make content? Out of the kindness of their hearts? You're working for venture capitalists. These people don't care about you. Your wife and children could die in a car accident, and then they'll still be like, "Where's my video?" Does he actually I'm sorry. I just have such little sympathy for somebody who has such little sympathy for the working class. That's ever since he became some like hotshot conservative commentator, that now he can't imagine having to be held responsible for not fulfilling a contract that he would have willingly signed. After he made his whole thing, I can't believe the left would babysit all these people even though they willingly signed these contracts. He's the person who genuinely wants the government to take away workers' rights because the workers and the businesses know what's right. And if the workers just don't like the contract, just don't sign it. Who cares? They'll just get a new one.
Reduction. And then another 20% of it happens on Apple. And then another 10% of it happens on Facebook. And then another 10% of it happens on Spotify. Imagine you're deplatformed.
He's so mad.
As we've seen in the past, where all of the major entities decide to remove you in one day. Rather than having a conservative alternative, you would now be down to 5 to 15% of the revenue of your contract.
Yes, you make no money. Honestly, if you lose everything and they're still paying you, genuinely, I'd be shocked. Like if you were signing this to like the Blaze or Daily Wire or something, if you lose all of your content and you're still getting 5 to 15% of your original pay, I'd be shocked. I'd be blown away. Not only would I be surprised if they'd be still paying you, if they didn't just, if it's not in the contract that they put like a chip in your brain that explodes if your like YouTube channel gets demonetized, and then and you sign away and you have to put in your will that they get 50% of what you own and they get first dibs from your family. Honestly, that's shocking to me that they didn't, because I would have expected it from like conservative venture capitalists, conservative media backers, and company owners. It blows my mind that they give you anything. It blows my mind that they don't just start sucking money straight from your account. Steven Crowder discovers the problem with capitalism live.
Let me ask you, can you
Dude, capitalism has gone woke.
imagine if this show not only was never permitted to take risks per our contract as it relates to big tech guidelines, like as far as the content guidelines, right? There's content guidelines and there's advertiser guidelines. Can you imagine a world where this show could never take risks in relation to those guidelines on, say, things like mRNA injections, election integrity, take your pick. But one step
Oh, you mean like lying?
further, if this show had to be advertiser friendly on YouTube, those guidelines pretty much read, don't say anything offensive ever. Well, what's offensive? Whatever is stuck in Susan Wojcicki's craw that day. I wish those at the top in big conservative, with, granted, yeah, a lot of the money, wanted to do better, but they don't. That's why I've created stopbigcon.com, and you can be a signatory. And
Here, what is this? I want to see. Stopbigcon.com. Is this it? Wait, is this just a scam to get your email and your metadata so they can sell it to other companies? Wait, is this just a scam so they can like send you emails about buying their mugs? Is that Stop BigCon, buy my mugs, stop BigCon, buy my mugs, my mugs. You can stop big mugs at one mug equals one BigCon stuffed. Each mug comes with half a cup of dog piss already put in it. My dog cum, I'm sorry. Dog piss is for that's for the basic subscription service. There's the premium subscription service, that's where you get the dog cum. Freshly packed in every mug, delivered straight to your house monthly. Guys, big conservative business capitalists are abusing us and don't care about M&Ms going woke or Mr. Potato Head's non-existent penis, or how they took the Indian girl off of the butter, or how they took Aunt Jemima off of the Jemima syrup. We can fix this by buying my mug and giving me your metadata so I can sell it to other companies and make money off of you. Please, only you can stop Big Con. You're right, this is a big con. So true, Crowder.
Our plans therein. Look, like I said, I have the luxury of not signing this. I don't need it. I've been demonetized for years. We've adapted here precisely because of Mug Club. You know, the free content only exists because of those who subscribe. I promise you, we won't do more than one sponsorship spot per show. I will keep my—
Wait, he just couldn't afford just like 2 more? It's like an hour and a half long show. Guess who helped him with this? Fuentes? Oh, was it the quivering? That's so funny. It's Jeremy. I'll be working with Crowder on something special. We've been talking about it for weeks, and you still need more discussions. I think the opportunity will be huge for everyone. I'm pretty sure Jeremy the Quartering is a contributor to the Daily Wire. Okay. His co-director. Okay. That's funny. That's really funny. I know they've brought him on Daily Wire programs before. I know that for a fact. Jeremy never read his contract with the Daily Wire? Wait, does he feel screwed over by his contract? Wait, he feels screwed over by his own contract that he signed with his own free will? A conservative caring about bad. Okay. Anyways, behind the motherfucker. This is a 52-minute long video. What is this? 50 million for 4 years. Wowza! I gotta step up my game. This is a non-binding term sheet. This term sheet. DW. Oh, it is Daily Wire. Wait a second. Was he supposed to post this? Because Steven Crowder like edited out Daily Wire's name. Was he supposed? Is he stupid enough that he wasn't supposed to? It was confidential. It says, wait a second. Wait. Basic deal employment for content and distribution agreement between Daily Wire LLC, a Texas limited liability company, DW, and Steve Crowder via his loan out, collectively Crowder, collectively with DW and the parties. We move forward on a long form agreement. Wait, it does say confidential. Wait a second. Wait, is this? Wait a second. Are they exposing? Wait, can they be sued? You could be sued for this, can't you? If they signed that I'm not going to show this confidential thing, and then they show it, the other posts have it censored. Wait a second. Wait, it is censored. Wait a second. Wait, he's revealing confidential information from the Daily Wire. That's crazy. Also, what the hell is this goddamn Pepe Silva trying to figure out by the pixels in between each characters? Who wrote this? That shit's hilarious. That's hilarious. Also, I don't think Fox News signs YouTube shitters to be like contributors when it comes to them making shitty YouTube content. I don't think Fox News does that. Has Fox News ever done that? They bring on people to be like contributors, but they don't care about what they do outside of being a Fox News contributor. Okay. That's crazy. They think Ben Shapiro wrote it himself. Hilarious. You think a businessman would write something like the legal documents in which people would sign up to his business with. That's actually hilarious if they genuinely believe that Ben Shapiro cares at all about what's written here, besides will it make him more money. That's wild. 4 years, fee, 50 million initial term, plus 25 million for renewal of contract if extended, paid in monthly installments. That's also crazy. How like Daily Wire apparently has enough money to give this man 50 million over the course of, I guess, 2 years, 4 years. $50 million over 4 years. That's a lot of money. Crazy. They are eating each other. They are devouring each other. And then so what he's getting mad about is the potential. So if he just kept doing exactly what he's doing now, he'd be making $50 million in 4 years. If he got all of the penalties that he complained about, he'd still be making around $150,000 a month. $150,000 a month. If he got like hit with near all the penalties, and he's mad? Like, what other company gathers up like social media conservative misfits into one like hodgepodge freak show where one guy is the ringleader? Like, what other media platform does that? It's the Daily Wire and the Blaze and PragerU.
Please don't sign these. You can do better. We can all do better.
You're gonna do something about it?
At this point, for me to stay and continue doing what I've been doing is to make sure that we all do better. So to everyone out
That's why I want you to buy my mug.
there who refuses to sign or is under the cloud of these maybe not entirely enforceable contracts, look, here's your signal. Water's warm here.
Wait, what would be unenforceable about this contract? It's not a good contract. I think it's like exploitative, but this economy runs off of exploitation. I don't know where this economy would be without where would America be without exploitation? That's the undercurrent of everything that we do ever since the founding of this nation. So I mean, what the hell? Well, I'm just curious. What would be what has he shown that would be unenforceable about those contracts? They're not good, but they're not unenforceable. They're just cringe. Okay. Maybe he thinks Maybe he thinks contracts that he doesn't like are unenforceable. Maybe that's it.
I'll produce your show. We'll produce your show.
No, you won't.
If there are enough of you out there, I will transition Mug Club into a full-scale network with independent content creators who don't want to be locked into slave contracts. Look, I understand that business relationships sometimes fall through. People don't see eye to eye. I get that. But there is a way to structure these contracts and a network. There's a world in which contracts and a network exists where everyone benefits with some semblance of fairness, transparency. There's no need to be enslaved like this. If you're out there...
I mean transparency. They gave you a contract and told you everything that they would do. What, do you think there was like hidden shit in there?
Right now, and you're making content work on whatever scale that may be. There are levels to this game.
Steven Crowder, there must be a way for us to produce things, for us to get the things that we need without exploitation, without without objectification, without us being turned into commodities, without us being used for only our labor and thrown away, with being able to work and feed our families with dignity, with us to be able to buy homes and take care of our families without having to worry about us being cogs in the machine of a massive bourgeois businessman who only cares about the labor we make and not the people who make it. There has to be a way. There must be something where the workers of the world unite to take back what is ours and have a dignified working ability. Who could have seen this? Who could have thought of this?
And you'd like to have some backup? You'd like to have some brothers, sisters, Z's, and arms, some security without losing your shirt? Send your email to creators@louderwithcrowder.com and we'll...
Guys, do you think that we should sign up? What do you think? Hello, Steven Crowder. It is me, Chris, redacted last name. I run the YouTube channel Shark300, and I would love, and I saw your recent video about how the conservative movement has been completely wrought with billionaires and moneyed interests who care not for the people of this country. I think that from a preliminary reading of how you view the situation and the exploitative nature of big business, I think that our views may align nicely, and we can handsomely create a union with our interests that would be beneficial to both of us. They're lazy, they might not check. Can you imagine if he gives me like $100,000 a month? That'd be crazy. You want Crowder to know your email address? You dummy, you obviously send it through your work email. You don't send it through your private email like an insane person. Non-aggression pact. Hello, Steven Crowder. My name is Hugh Mungus. Also known as Shark300, who runs a YouTube channel by the same name.
Talk. You want a partnership? Great. Can probably work something out.
Come on,
you want the security of being an employee? Could probably make that work too.
Oh my gosh.
There are many ways to skin this cat. And
he's not even taking, oh my gosh, he's not even taking contractors. He's taking real employees with protections. Oh my gosh. Guys, we should sign up. Sign up. I'll have one of the girls write an email, and I'll have them and we'll send it over to see if it works out.
You know what?
Humongous wall.
If Mug Club or whatever network it becomes isn't for you, if this isn't the right home for you, we have lawyers and representation who will negotiate your contract for you with anyone else out there at half the market rate.
Also, can we be honest with ourselves? Who is signing $100,000 and multi-million-dollar? Who's signing a $50 million contract who doesn't have access to lawyers? I'm not even against the idea of like lawyers being free. They should, but who's signing these multi-million, multi-hundred-thousand, multi-thousand, multi-hundred-dollar contracts who have no access to lawyers? Stupid grifters.
Why? Because I don't like this, and I'm going to end this. We all need to end this together. I have plenty of friends I could use.
A final solution.
There is strength in numbers. And if you, watching right now, if you want a network that you can truly call your own, I just ask that you enter in your email at stopbigcon.com.
Listen, if you want to make sure that the conservative movement is able to continue and beat the radical left, give me your metadata. 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 I need it. You don't understand. Your metadata is very important to beating the big con.
Entering in your email makes you a signatory. It's a statement that you want not just Mug Club, but you want a network that does better. So it's either time for Mug Club to go big or it's time for me to go home.
Please, I beg of you, leave.
I can't change this all by myself. I really can't. And frankly, swimming upstream with just this one show, it's a futile endeavor. So either Mug Club grows and you start setting the standard for this movement, we right this ship, or you know what, I'll go back to doing maybe occasional videos, stand up. I don't need to do this. It's that simple. My life would be...
Steven Crowder learns about collective bargaining. Steven Crowder learns the value of collective bargaining. That's crazy. I never, honestly, even when he never learned about the value of collective bargaining after getting punched in the face by a union leader, this is the only thing that got him to understand the value of collective bargaining. Getting one open parentheses, number one close parentheses, bad contract got him to finally understand.
Less complicated. I just want you to think about this for a second. There's a reason that if you felt this way, let me put it this way, and I've heard feedback from you. If you feel in your gut that a lot of conservative content out there feels homogenous, feels sanitized, feels like they're missing some key points, there's a reason for that. There's a reason that you often find yourself asking, hey, I wonder why X won't talk about Y.
I wonder why this person won't talk about the need for the eradication of queer people in all spaces where children can be, could possibly ever be. Or me, because I have the brain of a child. I wonder, why are they talking about bills in which, we would eradicate all of our political opponents? Strange.
And I now know any contract that I would have signed would have turned this into yet another softer radio show on video, littered with live reads for every sponsor that could be crammed into every single episode possible, devoid of the sketches, the change my mind type segments, the spontaneity, the levity that's made this show exactly what it is. Oh, and by the way, I was told would never work by the same powers that be. And the real reason the stakes are so high for us here, but me specifically, look.
He's gonna cry?
Either I'm a break glass in case of emergency candidate here.
Listen, buddy. Listen, everybody. You gotta give me your metadata. We're either gonna break glass or I'm gonna rip ass. It's one of the two. Please help us.
To start a network and to
start sharding in his seat.
Out there who don't enjoy the same luxuries that we do of being independent. Either that's my role moving forward, or this isn't for me.
Why do you take the gun holsters off? Ben Shapiro took them. In the contract that he signed, Ben Shapiro gets complete access to his gun holsters. And now Ben Shapiro is wearing his gun holsters around the office of Daily Wire. And he's marching around with them and he's like, look, it's me. And he has a blonde wig on. He's like, I'm Steven Crowder, hey. And he's like marching around the office. That's really why he made this. Yeah, he's going pew 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 pew.
And here's the thing, all at once it kind of hit me. And I had to take some time, I hope you understand, to really pray and contemplate this. And it hit me. After all of these years, even after all this time, after all of you have voted with your dollar,
all this time,
and your viewership and your support, you've shown what's possible. in supporting this, the largest show in the conservative movement, bar none, just to be clear. And I don't often advertise that. I don't lead my show with that. I want the content to speak for itself. But I also realize that you need to understand you're a part of something bigger than maybe you realize. It's the biggest show in the movement, bar none. The last election night on Rumble, bigger numbers than any mainstream show on YouTube. That's significant. That's you. And while I'm grateful and humble, false humility does you a disservice.
You need to understand that you're a part of something bigger, something greater than what they want to tell you. You're part of the biggest platform that this site has ever seen. And because of that, your power can go bigger than you've ever known. They want you to think you're weak. You're not. Together, we're strong. You don't have to put up with this. You can make a change. If you want something, why don't you just take it? It's not about the money, Mr. Shapiro. It's about sending a message.
This meme
But even
is
after
very
all
real.
this time, after all of you have voted with your dollar, with your viewership, with your support, after you've set records, it wasn't, and it's not, I should say in the present tense, it's not that the suits in charge of these places, BigCon, and these sites, these media companies, it's not that they still believe that this show can't work. It's not that they any longer believe that you don't exist.
They want to make
Those at
money.
the top, those pulling the strings in BigCon are bothered precisely by the fact that you do.
They want to make
They
money.
don't want a group of rebellious rabble-rousers who want to learn, fight like hell, and laugh together. You're of no value if you can't all be kept in line to some degree. I don't mean some master plan to eliminate you. Just subdue you a little bit. Just soften your edges a little bit. Just play ball a little more so we can keep our content all monetized and keep having cocktails with those in charge of big tech. They want you to do that, and they're forcing many of the people you watch to do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. And I'm willing to bet that most of you watching right now can't do that. But okay, you know what? No. Let me rephrase. Of course I could. Of course I could do that.
Okay, listen. I spent a little too long making you think I'm just like you. I'm pretty rich. I could do whatever I want. So listen, I'm sorry I gave you the impression I'm just like you. I'm not. I'm not a brokey. So I could. I won't. I could. I won't.
I won't. I won't do that. And I'm willing to bet that most of you won't either. Let me know just how many of you won't. Enter in your
By giving me your metadata.
email at stopbigcon.com. Now, I just need some time to figure out how to do this. The requirement for infrastructure is light years beyond what we would need for just this show. Some time to solve this puzzle as to how I can best and most efficiently accommodate you. And hopefully some time to restore my faith in a movement which frankly has been shaken by some. Not all. There are a lot of good people in this movement, but some really bad actors among us. And rather than throw anyone under the bus or continue this long, drawn
Mungus?
out drama playing out in the public square, I'd rather focus on how to serve you, the only people who truly matter in this movement and to this company, and I would say to the future of this country, you, the average American who's watching, not the person who's creating the content and framing the contracts, you, right now, at home, in your car, in your truck, wherever you are, hands on the wheel.
I don't know. I just think it's really funny. These people, they think they're the only people who have to censor their content. Bro, I just got my most viewed short throttled by YouTube and completely taken off of the YouTube recommendation system while it was like on its way to like 500,000 views. So like, I mean, I guess you could, sure, buddy, if you think that you're the only person who ever has to like water down your content, even though your most inflammatory content is still online and was still making money until you decide to break the YouTube content monetization rules for the 50 trillionth time, and somehow you're and the community guidelines for like the 100th time, even though you're still on this godforsaken website. But whatever, I guess. Forsaken website. It's just like, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? Like, Crowder should have been banned, I think, 50,000 times by now. There's no reason why his account, any of his accounts owned by him, should still be on Twitter. Well, yeah, Twitter, but should still be on YouTube. Literally none.
So in the interim, as I figure this out, pardon my dust, I'll still be on my social media pages. The silence
Of course you will.
is over now. I know I've been sort of gone to radio silence. I'll still be doing stand-up shows that you can always check out at louderwithcrowder.com/tour. I'll actually probably do some more of those. I think I'm in.
Holy shit, he's still doing stand-up? Wait, I thought he finally got the message. Wait a second. Wait, you're telling me You're telling me his audience unironically goes to, and pays to watch his stand-up? Yo, that's crazy. That's great. That's the craziest thing I've heard all day, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Yeah, this is the face I make listening to Crowder stand up. I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you, man. Somebody stop him. Somebody stop him, please. Thank you, Comrade Crowder. I'm so glad you finally learned the importance of collective bargaining. How the wealthy and bourgeois interests go against the ones of the working class and your average Americans. I'm so glad. I mean, I really wish you would have learned this sooner, but you know, better late than never. Never late is better. We all know that time is money, and apparently you're not getting any because your YouTube channel is demonetized. Yeah! Fuck you. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.